Hey, fight fans, welcome back to Carl Cruz MMA. Today, we got a fun one for you. We're bringing a party to you because it's party time whenever we have this guest on. He is Mr. Wes Schultz, making his return to the Dana White Contender Series October 14th, taking on Mario Mingaj. Wes, what's up, my friend? How are you doing? Nice to have you back on here.
Oh, thank you. Good to be back. Good to be back. Not too much is going on, just, mid-camp, beginning of the camp, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Once again, on the Contender Series, we talked last year before your opportunity. You battled it back out on the regional scene, had a fight. Now got the call again to fight again on the Contender, man. Is it awesome to be back? Was that pretty cool to get that phone call that you're having a second chance?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought I'd missed the party for a little bit. I don't think I got that call till July. And last year, I think I got it in April. So, I guess it was nice. It wasn't hanging over my head all summer, but, man, there was so many middleweight matchups. I was like, what the fuck, man? I thought you guys liked me. I thought I was coming back, but I'm glad I finally got it.
There you go, man. Last year in week 10, was there an opportunity where you maybe got a call to fight again on there?
Yeah, I did. I think it was right. I think it was probably right at 2 months after my previous bout. And I said yes, and then it was like the week of fucking fucked my ribs up. And, I was not about to, I'll take short notice fights, but short notice and injured, and usually I'll do one or the other,
Absolutely. Well, I think the coolest part of that is your teammate was able to come in. Nick Klein goes out there, last fight of the Contender Series last week. Huge upset. Wins in, I believe it was like in under a minute. Was that pretty cool to see one of your good buddies and training partners make it?
That was sick. That was the silver lining. I couldn't do it, but at least my pal could.
Absolutely. You train over right now, Pura Vida. You guys have some absolute killers in that gym, man. Obviously, yourself, you got Nick in there. You got Montel Jackson becoming a big name in the UFC, Cortavius Ramis, bunch of other guys. Zach Alta, your coach over there. What's that environment like?
It's a doghouse, man. Even other gyms, when they come in, it's like, it's fucking things that I don't want to say they get chippy, but we spar hard and we train very intensely.
Absolutely. You're over in that Wisconsin area, and what we're starting to see from that area is a lot of fighting. Obviously, Rufus Sport's been based out of there. Anthony Pettis does the APFC shows. We see some in Milwaukee. We see XFC come to Milwaukee. Is that really embracing the MMA culture?
Man, I think so. Those APFC shows are sick too, man. Man, he'll bring in people from he'll bring in Dustin Poirier, fucking John Jones. Man, you'll have hillbillies screaming every time something goes to the ground, like, "You're fighting in front of Dustin fucking Poirier. Stand up and do something." It's funny. I went to one of those shows. Me and Klein actually got to sit front row. That was sick. But yeah, the whole region's just, I feel like there's a new goddamn regional show over here every fucking 2 weeks. We have others that we do at the local strip club. That's an awesome show as well. I'd heavily recommend Pure FC. Check it out if you're in town. But yeah, I don't find myself having to leave the area really to get good training in. Like, I thought maybe at some point I'd outgrow the region and have to move somewhere. Hasn't happened yet. Whether that says how much the scene here has grown, and maybe it's my lack of growth. Who knows? Probably the former, hopefully.
It's kind of amazing, man. I started watching this sport 2005, the first season of The Ultimate Fighter, and I think at that time, sport was obviously so young. But a lot of people were kind of like, "What is this? This is crazy. What is it?" And now to see what it's become, you have UFC shows almost every single weekend. PFL, Bare Knuckles, Karate Combat 1, all these great things. Are you amazed at how this sport's blown up?
Yeah, there's so much. There's so many quality fights happening. Shit, even if I'm off on like Friday, you can turn on UFC Fight Pass. You'll have fucking LFA going on, Cage Fury. I think maybe that happens on Sundays. But like every promotion has their like day of the weekend that they got shit going on. Does PFL do the midweek cards as well? They
They've
do
been doing some
Thursdays.
Thursdays. They've had some Thursdays.
You can literally watch live MMA on TV 4 days out of the week, and then Tuesdays Contender Series. It's insane. But this is what back in 2005. You got to see one every once a month. Did 12 to 20 shows a year, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Unless you got to live by like a fucking King of the Cage promotion or something. Maybe you can go see one live. I don't know.
Absolutely. No, it's crazy how it's grown. And, I think one thing that we're also seeing now is, obviously, I think we're seeing the skill level. Now we're seeing 22, 23-year-olds coming in looking like seasoned vets already. And I think one of the reasons why kids are now doing jiu-jitsu 5, 6 years old. They're wrestling at 5, 6. They're turning pro or amateur at 18. By the time they're 21, they might have 10 amateur contests under their belt. For you, when you're going into the gym now and you're seeing kids doing this at a young age, and you can see, 10 years from now, you're going to be 20 and you're going to be almost ready to turn pro. Is that a pretty cool feeling?
Yeah. Damn, I hope they go to college before they turn pro. I couldn't imagine going back now, man. Like, even just doing it for 5, 6 years, man. It's like, ugh. If I was getting hit like that since I was 15, I feel like I'd be damn near retarded by now, but there's it's such a broad sport. There's so much to learn too that I don't feel like anyone could ever master all of it, which I feel like will keep it fresh because you're gonna have to pick and choose what works for you and what you like to do. Like there's just so much you need to know and do that I don't think one person, even if you start young, has the time to do it all.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
No,
like,
it doesn't make sense.
You see a sport like wrestling, and anything that we can, it's kind of like one style or something. You'll see those gaps at the highest level just be tiny, but shit, look at Driscus and Hosmount. Like, that was a fucking ass beating at the end. Those are probably the two best guys in the world, and there was still that big of a difference. Like, you don't see that in other combat sports as much.
No, absolutely. One thing, anyone watches you fight, they can tell. I mean, your grappling is at a whole new level, man. I mean, it's so amazing to watch. And one thing I like about you, man, you're always going for the finish. You have that killer instinct. You're always trying to take your guy out. Do you take a lot of pride in your fighting style?
Hell yeah, man. I do not get paid by the hour. And, what I mean? I will not. I refuse to pretend like I do. Sometimes in the later rounds, I can come back and bite me in the ass. But I think that's what the boss likes to see, and it's what the people like to see. And, who's got time for 15 minutes of fighting? I don't. I'm a busy guy.
Absolutely. Besides from MMA, what are some of your hobbies? What are you doing besides to keep yourself busy?
Well, a lot of those I can't do while I'm in camp, but I do a shitload of crossword puzzles, honestly. Anything to keep me from looking at my phone. Shit, I just bought a fucking kayak. Okay, I feel like a 40-year-old yuppie, but just to keep me keep my mind fucking occupied when I'm not in the gym. 'Cause, you can only spend so many hours a day. It seems like I always quit video games and then I'll get into a fight camp and be like, fuck, what am I gonna do? Like, got some games downloaded, let's get on those. And then the second I'm like done with my fight camp, it's like, okay, fuck this, I'm gonna go socialize.
Do you think that fighting is more mental than it is physical?
I mean that I think depends on the fighter. Some people are just beasts and they just have that I'm gonna go for it and brawl and just beat their ass, and some people don't have that and they gotta be a little more tactical. And I could name examples, but it's clear. You know what I'm talking about. There's the Ngannou's of the world, and there's the what's that fucking Russian guy's name that with Ezekiel everyone. You know what I'm talking about? Real old motherfucker. He was fighting at like 45 in the UFC. He was just using his old man tricks and craftiness, and was still getting wins.
Oh, you're talking about Alexei Oleinik.
Yes. You know what I mean? He's not bum rushing anyone. He's dragging it out, dragging you down, and finishing you late.
Absolutely. First time we saw you on the Contender Series last year, took him on the top prospects in the whole season, took on Mansour Abdul Malik. It didn't go your way, man, but you showed some great points of that fight, man. I mean, you've had success in there. You took him into the second round. Looking back at it now, what do you make from it?
Well, I'm glad he's doing well. Because if you get beat up by someone, then they go in and go like 0-3. It's like, oh man, better start learning how to pour concrete to get a CDL or something, man. But I mean, the experience was great. I think technical points I got from that was maybe not being too hasty. I thought he was getting tired when I don't think he actually was. It seemed like he was, and I fucking stepped on my gas pedal, and when that was done, I was toast. But I mean, that was a blast. That was a good fight. I digged it. I had a really good time until the end. But a lot of people can say that.
Where were you at, man, when you got the phone call that you were going to be able to fight this time? Where were you?
Where was I? Let's see. That would have been July. I think I was damn near about to book a trip. I think I was supposed to go to Puerto Rico in September, which I'm glad I didn't book that. Because, like, what the fuck would I do? I mean, I'd have been out airfare. I'd been like, because within a month, you're definitely not taking a trip within a month of a fight. So I'm glad I got that call sooner than later. And it'd been a while since I think my fight before that was in like April or May. So I was kind of thinking like, something's got to be around the corner, whether it's like an LFA call or something. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be Contender Series. I was kind of hoping I'd get like a short notice call if I would get a couple of wins on the regional scene. But I got that call, and luckily my schedule was open.
Absolutely, man. What was that like, man? Going on the Contender the first time, finding yourself back on the regional scene, dealing with all these sacrifices, trying to look for a fight, waking up early, staying up late, dedicating your whole life to this. What was the mentality like for the past year?
Oh man, big dick in the locker room, man. Even if you go get your ass beat in a huge promotion, even if you're just there and you go back down to the regional scene, it's like, what's up, motherfuckers? I'm back, but I'm still better than you all. Couldn't make it there, but I'll still kick all your asses down here.
Absolutely. This time around, knowing that you've done it before, you're used to the hotel, how they bring you in, how the dynamic of the Contender Series works. Does that add some comfort? Does that kind of put you at ease knowing that you know exactly what you're getting yourself into this time around?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it feels like the same difference between your like first and second amateur fight, even. Like, first time you go out there as like an amateur, what the fuck is going on? And the second time, like, no nerves, no nothing. And the Contender Series is a really weird experience in general. There's no music. For a lot of people, that's the first time seeing people that they've seen on fucking TV in real life, You look over, it's like, oh, fuck, it's Luisenko. Oh, shit, it's fucking whoever's commentating. And then, maybe someone's popping in that's like watching. So that's, that can be weird for some people. I didn't really give a shit because I had a big ass problem in front of me I was more focused on. And I think, when I got the call this time, I was like, I better not be fighting one of this dude's fucking cousins or something. It's like, who is this motherfucker I have to fight? Better not be Mansour's little brother or something.
So the dude that you're fighting this time around, Mario Mingaj, 7-0 guy. Overall, what do you think of him as an opponent?
I think it's looking like a good matchup for a banger fight. I think I'll be able to dictate where it happens. Just since he's like taller than me, like 6'4", he'll be weighing in with. This might sound dumb, but taller people, more of their weight is going to be skeleton and bone, if that makes sense. Like, I think I'll just be stronger than him in the clinch if I get a body lock. But his striking's supposed to be slick. His jiu-jitsu is supposed to be good, technical. kind of more older school jiu-jitsu, and I think our groundwork is not going to be very grindy. I think it's going to be scrambly and almost like a shootout on the ground. And I'm thinking it'll probably be a little more measured on the feet, or I could be completely wrong, and it's just a fucking two grapplers slugging it out. A tale as old as time.
Do you think this one could get really technical?
I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping. I feel like my last one I got to show some heart and kind of brawling, but this I honestly haven't watched too much film on him. This is what my coaches are telling me.
One thing about you, man, by watching you fight, you can tell, man, you're one of the toughest dudes out there, man. You are one of the toughest guys at 185, in my opinion, in this whole sport. For you, did that just come naturally, man? Was that toughness, that durability? Is that just something that you had coming into this?
Maybe partially. I think a lot of it is you don't want to be embarrassed. You know what I mean? I remember thinking like a few seconds into that, like, fuck, I could get finished in 30 seconds. That can't happen. And I don't know, man. I have a switch because you can ask people, like, I'll get my ass kicked in the room. I don't really hit too hard in the fucking sparring room. I get pissed when people start going too crazy, but I just don't have that problem. Like some guys, they gotta like, if they're not sparring like really crazy and going nuts in the room, like they gotta do that their whole camp so they're used to it, and then they can do it on a fight. And I can just turn it on, then match ends, turn it off. Even like I said, right, the match. I mean, I don't even call it a fight, which is it definitely is. But having an athletic background really helps. Some people, it's crazy. Some people get into this sport having done fucking nothing. Like, I don't think Israel Adesanya did fucking sports growing up before he started kickboxing at like 18, which blows my mind. I couldn't imagine being a dude just walking around the high school, skinny guy. And all of a sudden, like, oh, man, I can kick these wrestlers' asses and start doing fucking MMA, man. I once fought a guy that walked out in a fucking Illinois statistics team shirt. I'm fighting the fucking math club here. I couldn't believe they had the balls. That guy fucking Kimura'd me, too. That was even more embarrassing. I walked out with a fucking college wrestling shirt. I got Kimura'd by the guy in the goddamn stats team t-shirt. But having that just long history of athletic background really just helps you perform. I've had dud performances before, but I got them all out of my system in my teens and early 20s.
Absolutely. For you, man, what would it mean to fight in the UFC?
Some vindication. I'm using the prime breadwinning years of my life here, making margaritas for motherfuckers and sweating in the gym with my homeboys instead of making money, building 401ks and fucking IRAs and whatever bullshit people do, not buying houses, not starting a family. I'm just hanging out in the gym with my boys, sweating. So it would definitely, not even from like a financial point, like, oh, I'm making all this money. It's like, hey, I did something though. I fucking did it, And the fighting part wouldn't mean as much as like I want to get in and kick some ass. Like I think something like 60% of Contender Series winners that get contracts, they go like 0-2, 0-3. You know what I mean? If I make it to the UFC and go fucking 0-2 barbecue, that'll be bullshit. I'll consider that a failure. I want to get there and start winning, start climbing the rankings. Which I didn't get it last year, so it couldn't have been time. I could not have been ready last year, else I would have won that fight and fucking been in. So I'm thinking this year, this time is my fucking, it is my time. I'm not gonna be like Happy Gilmore showing up every fucking year to the Contender Series like, I'm fucking trying out again, coach. This is my year. This is it. I'm getting in this year.
For you, man, are you envisioning that moment potentially after the fight, you, the four other winners beside you, Dana White saying, kid, come over here, you're in the UFC?
I actually haven't yet. I probably should. That'd probably be I should make that part of my little mental thing at the end of practice and lay down. Visualize your success. What Luke Rockhold say? Believe and achieve. I'm gonna do that tomorrow after practice.
There you go, getting some inspiration from the interview. I love it. You're a type of guy, I can already tell, man, you're going to be a fan favorite, man. When people watch you fight, they love the style, they listen to you talk. You have a great natural personality. There's a phenomenon right now in combat sports. It's called the casual fan. Before I get into this, we need all the fans we can get. Every fan is a good fan. If you go to B-dubs, if you're at the fight, you might hear twist them in the you-know-what,
Oh,
booing, some crazy comments. You read stuff, you see it, you hear stuff. Do you have any funny one-liners that you've heard from the casuals? Anything that made you laugh or stick out?
dude, I think I said a little bit of this before. The drunk motherfuckers at the APFC. I think Big Ben was coaching in the opposite corner. Fucking, it was Pettis' promotion. It was fucking Dustin Poirier was there. Anytime the fight went to the ground, they'd be like, "You're fucking boring." Like, Anthony Pettis is watching you. Get up and bang. Fucking Big Ben's watching. Just screaming at everyone. Dude, they were fucking cracking up. They were like looking over, like, I think Anthony saw Dustin like laughing. He like takes off his little earpiece he has. I think he's commentating. He like looks over. He starts fucking cracking up. But yeah, usually the drunker the fans, the funnier they are. Which is why I love like the little shitty promotions. Like that's not one of them. That's a fucking sweet promotion. But even if you go to like a fucking reservation or some like backwater, like like up north promotion, man, you get some funny motherfuckers in the crowd, and it's part of the reason I love this sport, because it's entertaining at the top levels, but it is so entertaining at the local scene too. And I encourage anyone that doesn't go to local fights to go to local fights. I mean, you can get in for like a lot of places, like fucking $30 for a general admission ticket. They have $4 or $5 beers. You hammer 8 of those and just have a great time.
Absolutely.
Cheaper than a fucking NBA ticket.
Oh, absolutely. Before we wrap up here, one thing I want to do, I want to walk you through some big UFC fights coming up, and I want to get your predictions, see who you got being some of these, winning some of these big matchups. So we got a really fun one at UFC Noche. We got Gian Silva. He's taking on Diego Lopez, one of my favorite fights in a while here. Who do you got winning that?
Ooh, probably Silva. I just feel like the fucking nerds are on one right now. It's bad money to bet against them. And he's got dynamite in his hands, too. Some of those dudes down there fucking crack. Like, I don't get it. I don't get where maybe they have like a smaller circumference of like throwing shit or something. Maybe there's like a math thing to it. I don't know it. But, dude, little dudes are cracking right now. Fucking Ilia Topuria, fucking Josh Emmett. Like, I'm so much bigger than them. I don't think I'd want to get hit by those motherfuckers.
Yeah, definitely some serious power. Now one in your division, big one for the Vancouver card that got announced. The main event is Fluffy Hernandez taking on Renier de Ritter. Who wins that?
Ooh, man, I don't know if Fluffy's gonna be able to wrestle fuck Ritter. Like, he's so tall. Like, it really makes it tough if you get him to the fence, because you can get under the hips and you can lift up and they're still on their fucking feet. You know what I mean? But his cardio is insane. But I haven't seen Ritter gas. Fuck. I guess I want to say Ritter just so it keeps Ritter versus Duplessis alive. That's the meme fight I want to see. I wish they would have made that and had Fluffy fight like Sean or someone. But I mean, I'm still excited for that fight. So I'm gonna say Ritter. But I mean, I won't be surprised if Fluffy wins.
So then we got a big one at 135. Merab Dvalishvili putting that title on the line, taking on Corey Sandhagen. Who wins that?
I'm gonna say Sandhagen. I think it's his time. Merab's fucking awesome. He's a sweet champion, but I think I think he's gone long enough without. Like, have you really seen him get cracked in his last few fights? Like, he's gotten hit, but like really cracked. Like I think you just roll the dice enough times, it has to happen eventually. And Sandhagen was real good with Uma, right? He fought, and his takedown defense was great on him. But I don't know if he can. I don't know if trying to have Merab not take you down is the way to beat him. I feel like letting the takedown happen and trying to beat his ass off your back is the way to go. Because, I mean, look at Sean's rematch with him. The Sugar Show. Like, he was doing good, not getting taken down, but just fucking wore him out. Trying to do that fight, you know what I mean? Like, Merab can fight there all fucking day. In that clinch, trying to just do all the takedowns and stuff. And you can stuff him for 2-3 rounds, but then you get down to the mat and you got nothing left. So, I mean, it depends on Corey's game plan, or if Corey can just fucking catch him with something nuts, like he did to Frankie Edgar, that flying knee. Although I realize this is a long shot pick. Like, my head does not say it, but my heart's saying it. And I won't be mad if Merab wins either. You know, he's a sweet champion.
There you go. Last one I want to get into. We got a big rematch of the 205 division. We got Chama, Alex Pereira trying to get that belt back, taking on Ankalaev once again. Second time around, who's got this?
I think Pierre's got it. Poetan's got it. Other dude's nose is just too big of a target. He's gonna find it. It's too big. You can't. You can hide it for 25 minutes, but 50 minutes, get out of here.
We'll see what happens. So, we just discussed some of the biggest names in the sport, man. When you're able to, obviously you train with some top level guys, but when you're able to watch the big guys, these big fights, big main events, big title matches, do you get pumped up, man? Does this stuff motivate you, inspire you at all?
Oh, hell yeah. No, it fires me up. It fires me up. And I'm usually watching these things. Like, I bartend at a restaurant. I'll get off at like 10:30 usually on Saturday nights. I fucking sprint down to the bar next door, order me up. If I'm in camp, order me up like a fucking Mountain Dew. If I'm out of camp, a fucking Miller High Life. And I always get there in time for the feature fight and the last 3 fights on the main card. And it's the same price of admission. I fucking pay it every time. I don't give a goddamn, but it gets me going, especially if there's a crowd in there. Like, if it's like a big fight, and you can tell what's a big pay-per-view and what's not, because even if it's like a okay pay-per-view, if there's no stars on it, there'll be like fucking 10 people in the bar. Versus if like Poetan's fighting, both levels of that place are fucking packed, and it's electric. Even if, like, you're watching with casuals and it looks like it hit them, but you can tell like they blocked it or they moved with it. It didn't really affect them. Everyone's like, oh, fuck yeah. It gets me going.
Absolutely. So many people are watching the sport in this day and age. Very few people, I think, truly understand the life of a professional fighter. I think for the most part, everyone knows you guys are training, you're trying to get in the UFC, you're trying to win fights, get bigger fights, win belts and all that stuff. Very few people know that fight outside of the fight. And to me, that is that fight to not have to work a job. That's that fight to secure financial freedom. That's that fight to live life on your way. You don't need to follow societal norms. You be the person in charge and you live life to the fullest of however you want to do it. For you, has this been a big part of this journey?
Yeah, man. I feel like I've been living my fucking college wrestling lifestyle for an extra 6 years, just working various jobs, always focused on the next competition, even if it's not booked. It's like some people don't train that much when they don't have something booked. It's like, it doesn't matter if you haven't booked it or not, you still have a next fight. If you plan on stepping in again, you still have a next fight. But yeah, I mean, the financial stuff is cool. It'd be cool if I make enough money to, be able to do something with it. Maybe like open up a bar or something, be my own boss one day. But man, someday I'll be just a grizzled old man. And I want my grandkids to be able to like go down into like my pool room, and I'll have some old fucking memorabilia. It'll be like, oh, what's this? I'll be, don't fucking touch that. You know what I mean? Some like some cool old shit. You know what I mean? Like looking at like for other generations, like fucking around with your grandpa's war medals. Except it'll be MMA shit.
Absolutely. All right, Wes, last question for you, my friend. In a perfect world, what is the outcome October 14th when you make your return to the Dana White Contender Series when you take on Mario Mingaj?
First round finish. I don't want to be in there all night. First round finish for me. Me getting a first round finish. Not any first round finish. I want to finish him in the first round.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, Wes, man, thank you once again for coming on here. Always enjoy talking with you. Glad to see you back on the Contender this year, and I wish you nothing but the best, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. That's it for us tonight. I'm Carl Perusa. He is Mr. Party Time. He is Wes Schultz. Watch him returning to the Dana White Contender Series October 14th, taking on Mario Mingaj. Take it easy, fight fans.
Hell yeah, brother. Thank you.